Water pollution. What is water pollution? When waste from the environment mixes with water and makes it dirty, we call it water pollution. We know that water is a good solvent because many substances dissolve in water. But sometimes there are substances that dissolve in the water that can be harmful to us. When this happens, our water is not safe to drink anymore. The Earth is the only planet in our solar system that has water. About 70% of the Earth's surface is covered with water. Most of the water on Earth is seawater. Seawater is salt and other minerals dissolved in water. Seawater is a solution. When vapor evaporates from the sea, salt is left behind. Rainwater falls as fresh water and fills our rivers, lakes, and dams. Fresh water is very important for living things like people and plants. Water mixes with many things. Natural water sources like dams and rivers contain water that is mixed with many things from the environment. People who live close to water sources like rivers or the sea produce waste materials that sometimes get into the water. Waste from factories or farming can also mix with water. We call the waste material from the environment that makes the water dirty pollution. The pictures below show some examples of polluted water. Dead fish, polluted areas, waste from the environment mixes with water and pollutes it. Insoluble substances pollute water. In topic 8, you learnt about soluble and insoluble substances. Some substances like salt and sugar dissolve in water, while others like sand and oil do not. Insoluble substances in the environment usually come from human-made waste like oil, plastic, tires, tins and glass, or even human waste from toilets and sewers. Sometimes people pollute water by dumping insoluble waste in rivers, dams, or the sea. Think about all the plastic pollution that we are doing right now. When it rains, waste materials can also be washed into the water sources. These insoluble materials pollute water and are dangerous for the animals living in the water. Seabirds get covered in oil when insoluble oil spills into the sea. Insoluble materials like plastic pollute water. Let's talk about soluble substances that pollute our water. Soluble substances can also pollute water. The cleaning substances we use in our homes, such as dishwashing liquid or washing powder, are soluble. When these substances get into our natural water sources, they pollute the water. Farmers use chemical fertilizers on the soil to make crops grow. These fertilizers sometimes wash into water sources like rivers and dams, polluting the water. Farmers spray chemicals on their crops to kill pests like insects. These chemicals are called insecticides. Insecticides can also pollute natural water sources when they dissolve in the rainwater and get washed into rivers, dams, and the sea. Soluble substances that pollute water can kill many animals that live in water habitats like fish, frogs, and birds.